At approximately 9:30 on a summer night in 1964, something was falling from the sky over the Mojave Desert. People on the ground saw a brilliant flash, then another, and then burning pieces of an aircraft disappeared into the darkness. For anyone watching from below, there was only one possible conclusion. The aircraft had crashed and the men inside it were almost certainly dead. But they were not. Two Marines had survived. They had ejected from a crippled F-4 Phantom and landed somewhere in one of the most forgiving landscapes in America. No road, no house, no immediate help, just darkness desert. And two men had no idea how long it would take before anyone found them. And there was something even more frightening. Their families were already being told that they had died. Friends, this is the true story of Captain John W. Black and Lieutenant James Martin and the 2 days they spent waiting to be found in the Mojave Desert. The aircraft was an F-4 Phantom. It was the most recognizable fighter aircraft of its generation. First, powerful, complicated, and designed to operate in an environment where a small failure could become a life or death emergency within seconds. Captain and Lieutenant were flying over the Mojave Desert during a nighttime scramble alert exercise. It was supposed to be another flight, another mission, another night in the lives of two military aviators. Neither man knew that before the night was over, they would be fighting for their lives on the ground. From thousands of feet above the ground, the Mojave Desert looked beautiful, but beauty from the air can hide danger on the ground. The desert is enormous. A mountain that looks close can be many miles away. After sunset, the environment changes completely. The intense heat disappears, the darkness arrives, and without a map, a radio, or a clear sense of direction, a person can become almost impossible to find. For Black and Martin, the desert was become their entire world. About 20 minutes into the flight, something went wrong. The aircraft had some technical issues. The F-4 entered an inverted spin. For the two men inside the cockpit, there was no time for panic. Training took over. The aircraft was spinning. The ground was coming towards them and they had only one question to answer. Can they get out? The cockpit became a blur of instruments, warning signals and darkness. Black and Martin had to find the ejection controls. There was no guarantee that the aircraft would recover. There was no guarantee that the ejection would work. And there was certainly no guarantee that they would survive. What come next? Then they ejected. In a fraction of a second, they were outside, suspended beneath parachutes alone. Below them was the Mojave Desert. Above them, the night sky. Behind them, the aircraft was falling towards the ground. The situation is horrible. It looked like a fatal crash, but two parachutes were descending. Two men were still alive. They were about to enter a completely different type of battle. Eventually, their parachutes brought them down. Their first thing they had to do was understand their situation. They had survived the ejection, but survival was not over. It had just changed location, and the desert stretched around them, and the first night would have been dominated by certainty. They did not know exactly when rescue would come. They did not know how close the search team were, but there was one advantage they had. They were trained military aviators. They understood that panic wastes energy, and in a survival situation, energy is time. Every necessary movement costs something. Every mistake can rescue harder. Every single decision matters. Meanwhile, the world around them was beginning to react the disappearance. The aircraft had crashed. The men were missing, and as the search continued, the situation became increasingly grim. Military authority eventually notified their families that they had died. Being lost is not simply a geographic problem, it is a psychological problem. Your mind begins asking questions. How long has it been? Where are the rescuers? Did they see the parachutes? Are they searching the wrong place? What if they never find us? What if we move? These questions can destroy a person's ability to think clearly. That's why survival often depends less on physical strength. One discipline. Stay calm, assess the situation, protect yourself, make yourself visible. And only one rule, don't waste energy. For Black and Martin, training had to become instinct. Night gone, morning come, and the desert revealed its true scale. During daylight, there was nowhere to hide from the sun. The landscape seemed endless. Which direction they looked, there was desert. The most dangerous part was the illusion of distance. From the ground, the horizon can look deceptively close. Every step consumes energy. Every mile takes time. And if you move in the wrong direction, you may make your situation worse. So the question was not simply how do we get out? It was how do we survive long enough to be found. Somewhere above the desert, aircraft were searching on the ground. Searchers were trying to determine where the missing man could have gone, but finding two human beings in a huge desert is an extraordinary challenge. From the air, a person can become almost invisible. Every hour that passes makes the situation more urgent. For Black and Martin, the search was their lifeline. They did not need to defeat the desert. They simply needed the searches to reach them. Approximately 2 days after they had ejected, the search finally ended. Black and Martin were found alive. The experience of that night, however, remained the part of its story. Their story is not simply about an aircraft accident. It is about what happens after the accident. Because sometimes the greatest battle begins when everyone else thinking the battle is already over. So friends, this is the story of Captain Black and Lieutenant Martin. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel. See you in next one. Namaskar.
All stations, initiate the search.